Which one makes you more money? ETFs or mutual funds? If you've ever tried to start investing, you've probably come across both of them. And now you're trying to figure out what actually grows your money faster, and what the difference even is. So let's break down how each one really works, what they cost you, how they perform over time, and most importantly, which one actually makes you more money. Think of a mutual fund as the traditional version of group investing. You and thousands of others put your money together into a big pool. A professional manager, or sometimes a whole team, then decides what to buy and sell inside that pool. Their goal? To beat the market. Now, an ETF, or exchange-traded fund, works in a very similar way at first glance. It also holds a big basket of stocks or bonds. But there's one major difference. ETFs trade on the stock exchange just like regular stocks. That means their price moves throughout the day, and you could buy or sell them whenever the market's open. So in short, mutual funds are priced once a day after the markets close, and ETFs trade all day long. But the real difference goes much deeper than that. Most mutual funds are actively managed. That means the fund manager is constantly analyzing the markets, trying to pick the best stocks and avoid the bad ones. Sounds great, right? But here's the problem. Even professionals struggle to beat the market consistently. In fact, over 80% of active fund managers underperform the market over long periods. And even when a few do outperform, it's often impossible to know which ones will do it again next year. On the other hand, most ETFs are passively managed. They don't try to outsmart the market. They simply copy something called an index, like the S&P 500. An index is basically a list of companies that represents a part of the market. For example, the S&P 500 includes 500 of the biggest companies in the United States, like Apple, Microsoft, and Coca-Cola. So when you hear the market went up, it usually means indexes like this one went up. You can't actually buy an index itself, it's just a scoreboard showing how those companies are doing. ETFs are designed to follow these scoreboards automatically. So instead of trying to pick winners, they own a little piece of every company in the index. It's a simple, low-cost way to capture the market's overall growth. And over time, that simplicity tends to win. Here's where things start to get interesting. Actively managed mutual funds often charge a lot for that management. Their expense ratios usually range from 0.5% to 1.5% per year, sometimes even more. ETFs, on the other hand, are built to be simple and efficient. Because most of them are passive, they don't need to pay expensive managers. Their fees often fall between 0.03% and 0.25% per year. That might not sound like a big deal, but over time, it's massive. Imagine if you invest $10,000 for 30 years, earning an average of 7% per year before fees. If you pay 1% in fees for a mutual fund, your final balance drops to about $60,000. But with a low-cost ETF charging just 0.1%, you'd have around $79,000. That's $19,000 more, just by choosing the cheaper fund. That's not just saving on fees, that's earning more without lifting a finger. Now, let's talk about another invisible cost: taxes. Mutual funds are less tax efficient because when the manager buys and sells stocks inside the fund, it can trigger capital gains taxes for everyone in the fund, even if you didn't sell anything yourself. It's like getting a tax bill for a party you didn't even attend. ETFs handle this much more efficiently. When large investors move money in or out of an ETF, the fund can swap shares in kind, meaning it doesn't have to sell anything, and that avoids most taxable events. So in many countries, ETFs allow you to defer taxes until you decide to sell. And because ETFs trade like stocks, you can also choose when to take profits or losses, giving you more control. Mutual funds are simple but rigid. You buy or sell once per day, at the end of the day price. That makes them predictable, but not flexible. ETFs, on the other hand, give you full control. You can buy or sell anytime, set limit orders, or even use stop losses. For long-term investors, this flexibility isn't always essential, but it's definitely convenient. However, it's worth noting that this freedom can also tempt beginners to trade too often, so discipline still matters. Both mutual funds and ETFs can pay dividends, the profit companies share with their investors, but the way they're handled can be different. Mutual funds often automatically reinvest dividends for you, sometimes even without extra trading fees. ETFs can do this too, but it depends on your broker or the type of ETF. Some ETFs are accumulating, meaning they reinvest dividends inside the fund automatically. Others are distributing, meaning they pay them out to you in cash. Both are fine, it just depends on your goal. Now, the big question: which one actually makes you more money? When we compare long-term results, ETFs almost always come out ahead. And the reason isn't that they earn higher returns before fees, it's that they lose less to costs and taxes. Over 20-year periods, the average actively managed mutual fund underperforms its benchmark by roughly 1% to 1.5% per year, mostly due to fees, trading costs, and human error. Meanwhile, ETFs that track those same benchmarks usually match the market almost perfectly. And when you compound that difference over decades, it adds up to thousands, and sometimes hundreds of thousands, of extra dollars. Mutual funds aren't completely outdated. They could still make sense in retirement accounts or automatic contribution plans, where trades happen at set times and you're not paying commissions. And some specialized mutual funds give access to niche markets or expert teams that can justify their costs, but those are rare. So for most investors today, ETFs have simply become the smarter, cheaper, and more transparent choice. And if you want to see exactly how to invest in ETFs, I'd recommend you watch this video, as well as by downloading the free investing guide in the description.